It's not uncommon to see a hero alias be taken up by more than just one individual. For example, the Batman mantle has been adopted by many well-known heroes, and a villain or two, in the past. And we've seen a couple of different Captain Americas, Thors, and even claims to the title of Superman over the years. So it shouldn't surprise you that the Green Lantern alias has had a few familiar faces from the DC universe pop on a ring. And today we're counting down our favorites in our list of the top 10 superheroes who have been a Green Lantern. For the sake of this list, we won't be talking about any characters who in the past have donned the Green Lantern ring solely as a Green Lantern. This means no members of the Green Lantern Corps like Alan Scott, Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, Jessica Cruz, the list goes on. That being said, let's jump in. At number 10, Hippolyta. Taking place on Earth 32 in the series Batman in Darkest Night, we were introduced to many heroes and villains slotting on power rings, including the likes of the Queen of the Amazons, Hippolyta. The story is an Elseworlds title in which Bruce Wayne is chosen to bear the Green Lantern ring instead of Hal Jordan, and naturally Bruce runs into conflict with the Guardians. More on that later though. Leading him to reach out to Green Lantern replacements for him, multiple instead of just one, considering how great Bruce was at the job. This included Earthlings like Clark Kent, Barry Allen, and the Amazon Queen Hippolyta. From Queen of the Amazons to an American Idol, next up at number 9 we have Uncle Sam. Yes, that's right, Uncle Sam dons a power ring and becomes a lantern, sort of, and sans suit. In Superman Batman during issues 14 and 18, there's a story arc called Absolute Power, in which we explore an alternate timeline where the Legion of Supervillains had gone back in time. They found Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent when they were youngins and adopted them. This led to both heroes becoming tyrants instead, who dominated the world. So, who fought against them in the future in the rebellion? Wonder Woman and Uncle Sam, whose powers are fueled by the will of the American people. When Sam gets his hands on a power ring though, an object that runs on willpower, you can imagine how his own innate abilities mixed with those of a Green Lantern could give him supercharged powers. While he still loses to the Man of Steel and the Dark Knight in the end, the story is resolved when the two Titans come to realize the consequences of their evil actions, and reverse what the Legion did in the past. Good efforts though, Uncle Sam. In at number 8, Superman. Clark Kent has donned a Green Lantern ring multiple times, including in the instance we mentioned back in number 10. There's been two other notable instances though, once in the mini crossover The One-Man JLA, in which Superman assumed the titles of other Justice League members, including Green Lantern, in a story in which Kal-El had been raised by the Guardians of the Universe instead of landing on Earth. The second time he wore a ring was in 2000's Elseworlds Superman Last Son of Earth, in which the origin of Superman is shifted. Rather than landing on Earth, he was born a human, and sent to Krypton when Earth is threatened by a meteor. He's raised as Kal-El on Krypton and is chosen by the Guardians to be the next Green Lantern. He then eventually returns to Earth to find that it wasn't entirely destroyed, and that all this time on Krypton he had been given incredible abilities. Up next at number 7, something a little funnier with Daffy Duck. If you were a fan of Looney Tunes growing up, or still are, the name Duck Dodgers may not be also foreign to you. Duck Dodgers was the heroic identity of Daffy Duck, a parody of Buck Rogers of the 25th century. Daffy starred in a short as Duck Dodgers, which carried over into its own TV show back in 2003, in which the episode was titled The Green Loon Turn. Yeah, you see where this is going. Daffy, or Duck rather, got his costume mixed up with Hal Jordan's at the dry cleaners. Oops. Leading him to slipping on Hal's ring and becoming the Green Loon Turn instead. Up next, number 6, Kid Flash. While the Kid Flash may not be the first hero to come to mind when you think, hey, you know who would be awesome as a Green Lantern? The character's mentor, Barry Allen, had a long history of teaming up with Hal. The adventures of the duo largely inspired Mark Waid and Tom Peters' Flash Green Lantern, the Brave and the Bold series, which featured stories where the two would team up, including one in which Wally West, then the Kid Flash, made an appearance. During a battle, Wally loses his speed abilities when they're stolen from him, and in order to keep him in the fight, Hal gave him a power ring that turned him into the Kid Green Lantern, or rather just Kid Lantern. Luckily his powers were shortly returned, but looks like Wally had a blast with that ring in the meantime. Keeping in line with unexpected Green Lanterns, our number 5 spot is Barbara Gordon. Barbara is best known for her role as Batgirl, and as the paraplegic hero Oracle. Since the New 52, she's been given the ability to walk again, but back in her Oracle days, DC still managed to slip in a story or two where she had her mobility reinstated. Case in point, JLA Created Equal, an Elseworlds title that told the story of a plague wiping out all men on Earth, minus Superman and Lex Luthor. At the time, Kyle Rayner was the current Green Lantern, and with his death led to the Guardians needing to choose someone to replace him, and Barbara Gordon fit the bill, which in turn gave her the ability to walk again. In our number 4 spot, The Flash. When the New 52 continuity came into circulation, the only two heroes in the Justice League who had a bond prior to the group coming together were Barry Allen and Hal Jordan, with their backstory being further explored in that continuity's Flash Annual Issue 2. In between the flashbacks, readers got a story about how the two were stuck paying off an old debt that they acquired in the past to some old aliens, by fighting it off in Arena World. Towards the end of it, they were both really worn out, so when Hal was pretty much KO'd, Barry put on his ring and managed to save both of their butts with his newfound Green Lantern powers. In at number 3, Batman. Coming back to Batman in Darkest Night, let's take a look at our leading man Bruce Wayne. As we mentioned in this Elseworlds title, Bruce Wayne was chosen to be the Green Lantern instead of Hal Jordan. Despite becoming one of the most powerful lanterns in the Corps, Sinestro, whom Bruce had recently defeated, found a way to get back at him, by merging with the man who had murdered Bruce's parents, Joe Chill. That's not weird at all. Of course, this led to Bruce going against the Guardians of the Universe and his oath, pursuing Sinestro and seeking revenge out of personal gain instead of protecting the entirety of his sector. It's also not the only time that Bruce has been a Green Lantern though. He donned Hal's Green Lantern ring in Jeff Johns' run on Green Lantern in issue number 9, where he and Hal were spending some rehabilitating bro bonding time together in the Batcave, all after teaming up to take down the Tattooed Man. Hal gave Batman his ring to help him cope with his greatest fear, and it didn't really work. A for effort? In at number 2, Harley Quinn. Harley seems like a bit of an odd selection when it comes to who would get a power ring, which is what makes the story arc in Harley Quinn's Little Black Book, the series where she teams up with other popular DC heroes, so entertaining. In the second issue, she's paired with Green Lantern, sort of, when Harley finds a Red Lantern ring that some sinister aliens have been hunting down. The ring possesses her. She fights Hal over it, manages to lose it, and then, after Hal is knocked out, she must find a way to defeat these evil ring-stealing aliens to prevent them from carrying out their diabolical plans. So of course she jacks his ring from him, pops it on her finger, and becomes a Green Lantern herself, summoning some very classic Harley weapons via her willpower to smash the aliens in. She saves the day and even shares a comical kiss with Hal by the end of it. And last but not least, in at number 1, Green Arrow. Green Arrow scores our top spot, primarily due to the character's iconic history fighting alongside the Green Lantern. Fans of Green Lantern will likely be familiar with that time that Hal Jordan went a bit insane due to grief when Coast City was destroyed, leading to him causing some savage damage of his own. This was all due to Parallax's possession over the hero. All the troops were called in to help bring an end to Parallax, and to Sinestro, who had helped pave the way to Parallax's release. Green Arrow was one of these troops, who managed to use an emergency Green Lantern ring that Hal had given him in the past to create an arrow out of his willpower and shoot Sinestro, stopping him from killing Kyle Rayner. It's pretty epic. Alright, there we have it, friends. Which of these is your favorite hero to don a power ring? Let us know in those comments below. And as always, if you dug this video, please show us some love by hitting those like and subscribe buttons. And hey, don't forget to share with a friend. If you want more nerdy vids, feel free to check out one of our playlists on our channel, like the Top 10 Alternates playlist that's flashing on your screen right now. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I've been Kelly Pally and this is Top 10 Nerd. Catch you all in the next one.